First things first, I've removed the rotor blades from the head. Now, there was absolutely no thread lock on these, so you must put thread lock on. Same for the rear rotor. They're quite stiff. When you loosen them up, they're actually not they're just so tight in there anyway. You could take the screws out and they'd be quite difficult. So not sure whether I'm going to replace these or not and put a different set of tail rotor blades on. However, at the moment, what I'll do is I'll loosen them up and I'll put a bit of thread lock on the back, wind on the back of the bolt, wind the thread not too far because I don't want to get any thread lock in with the blade because that's going to make it even stiffer. A little dab of thread lock on the inside of the thread. You see, I've loosened that right off and it's still, these should just flop down. So we must be mindful that there is some give on them. So there we are. So I've wound that one back. These are very important. So these are ball joint pliers. So when you've got a very tight ball joint, you slip your plier behind like that. That was tough. Right, that really needed doing. Now you can unscrew, lengthen and shorten the connecting rods to the swash plate. We'll pop that one back on. You should just be able to push him on with your thumb now. Cool. Oh, that's a lot freer. That was quite stiff, so just popping it off and popping it back on again freed it up enough. Right, so I've just turned the radio on. And what we want to do now is connect the helicopter up. I've got a different battery here because the other one's on charge. So I'm going to connect that up and I'll take the rotor blades off obviously for the safety. So just connect that up now. Do you know what? I don't even need the thing on there really. Right, let's get the throttle hold on. It will say on your box that the throttle hold is on. Throttle hold off, throttle hold on. So that should be safe. But I've taken the blades off as well, so hopefully we have the twitch all ready. So that is ready. So if I throttle up, that should raise the swash plate. So, as I bring the stick up, you can see the swash plate rising. Coming back down. If I use forward on the right stick, you can see the swash plate pushing forward. Now that's quite acute because it's not quite balanced. And that's coming back. And if I use left aileron or left cyclic, it goes off to the left. If I use right, it goes off to the right. So we know that the just have a look at the tail a minute. So looking at the tail, I do it full left, and it's staying there. It's not. That's really going to need to be looking at because that shouldn't just stay. It should centralise. That's central there, but it's getting stuck. Okay, so I think what it is the rate mode was inhibited. So clicking mode, click it again, and then you go into your throttle curves, and then you can set up your rate modes and your rudder and whatnot through that. Not worked it out, but I will do soon. As I say, I haven't flown for around about must be 10 years flying helis, so we'll take it outside and I'll have a look and see what we got. It's a bit windy today, but we shall see. Windy today, but... So I've done my pre-flight checks, just checked that the servos were working in the right condition, and the actual gyro's working. It really is quite windy today, so a bit silly, as I haven't really flown one outside for about 10 years. Yeah, well, have a look at this. 1. Attempt 2. And the final attempt, I'm going home, it's just too windy. I didn't think it was that windy. 22 mile an hour winds with 42 mile an hour gusts, so a bit silly. Yeah, back home. So the beauty of that exercise is, I know I can't fly in those conditions, or I just can't fly. No. I have been flying 60 class IC helicopters, high robo. I've also got a twin rotored KV-107. The Sea Knight, as the Americans would know it as. These smaller ones, they're a bit more twitchy, I'm sure, but indoor flight is fine, but this is too big for indoor flight. And I wait for a nice calm day, take her out, and try and get the control again. And hopefully, once I get my mojo back, I'll take the twin rotored out again. It's a 50 class, and we're probably looking at rotor from tip to tip is about 6 foot, so it's quite a big one. Easier to handle, I think, but everything's gently. As I say, I'm more of a scale flyer. I'm not one of these stick bangers that flip it all. Well, I just don't know how to do it, I suppose. If I had the training or the balls to give it a go, I'll probably have fun with it. But as I say, this one will be having a scale fuselage. I'll just go and get it. So this is, I think it's an MD 500. It's 450 class fuselage. This should fit in it quite well, I think. Good size, magnetic front cover. Everything all goes in there like that. I'm just hoping it should work, that the obviously you have to, the boom braces have to be removed, and then that servo line should go up through there okay. I mean, it is designed for 450 class, so yeah, hopefully that's what I want to do. As I say, I'm not a stick banger, so and the I've only just sort of gone over to brushless, and well, the new radio system of 24 gigahertz. Yeah, I was an old FM crystals flying like that, fixed wing as well as rotor, and as I say, I've got the big old Chinook. I think there's an old video, if you go through my my videos of history, go right to the beginning. I think there's one there. It's just got a couple of million hits. It's just general flight. Again, it was a windy day when I was filming, and I was filming on some Nokia 8110 if it's got a camera or whatever, but so it's not brilliant filming. So it'd be nice to get that all up to speed, change all the servos. I'd like to run it off this radio, so I need to order a receiver to match up with that radio, and try and transfer all the values over from my old FM set, Futaba. Yeah, so this is the start of me getting back in the air, this little old thing. Yeah, I think, yeah, I should be all right on calm days, I think. As I say, I'm used to bigger class, and they're a bit more stable, I think, than these little ones. But there we are. So keep tuned in, subscribe, and then you'll get updates when I get around to it. Thanks for bearing with me. As I say, you could sort of class me as a beginner, but I'm not. I'm a returner. But I've never been really good at setting up radios and that. Everything's sort of been done for me. I just pilot the things, and not fully conversant with how the things work. Well, you know, I know the basics, obviously. I've had a lot of crashes with a high robo shuttle, which was the first one I had. Heck of a lot of crashes with that. So repairing booms and servos and rotors and heads and swash plates, and so I've done a lot of repair work, and I've gotten back in the air. But radio settings, pitch curves and all that, yeah, that's something that I need to brush up on as well. One more try then with a little bit of expo. Still too windy.